Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be making a stock analysis on Dell Technologies. Now, if you don't know what Dell makes, they make computers, they make storage systems, they make all kind of stuff just for professionals. A lot of offices use Dell Technologies stuff, and that might be docks, computers, data storages, or switches and routers. They make a shit ton of technologies for everything office and computer related. Now, if we take a look at the graph recently, as you can see, it isn't performing that great. We can see back in 24, it was peaking all the way up at 170, and then it just has tumbled. It tumbled quite quickly all the way down to 89, and it went right back up to 145, and then recently it has just been a downhill road, especially after February, where it just took quite a tumble. It was trading back up in 120, so it's quite low compared to earlier. So yeah, as you can see right now, we are trading here. We are trading on a previous support line. As you can see, we have a support point level right over here, and that is where we're trading right now, basically. So quite interesting to see if we are going to increase up or if we are going to fall below that, which the next point is going to be about here. As you can see right here, would be the next. You did see we did spike out a bit here down below, but as you can see, chances are if we break through this point once more, then we're going to go down here, which would be all the way in 60. Which would be quite crazy if we went all the way down there. Let me get this straightened out. Hold up. I can't make a line today. What's going on? That's better. So yeah, as you can see, it did touch that here and then went back up, of course, because a lot of technical trading is on the lines. So yeah, it is resting on that right here. We did see, however, the day in the pre-market it is down 2.3%. That might be because it was up almost 16% yesterday, but so were basically every single stock, as you can also see up here. Yesterday, of course, that is the day where Donald Trump said he would pause tariffs on EU for 90 days. So that is why we have a bit of a rejuvenation in the stock market today. Now, I like Dell quite a lot because they make storage and they have a partnership with NVIDIA. And as you may know, that a lot of data storage systems are being used by AI, used to make with AI. Yeah, with of course, but you need the storage. A lot of chips has been bought from NVIDIA, but they need somewhere to storage. You can't storage on a GPU, and their Dell is quite great. They have huge storage capabilities and work with data centers. Given their partnership with NVIDIA, they can make storage facilities that can be incorporated with AI. So that's the reason that for data centers, Dell Technologies, I also like Micron quite a lot. It is a competitor to Dell, but Micron and Dell are my two personal winners in the storage market for AI data centers in the future. And I don't think that we've seen just how many SSDs and other drives that are going to be bought to make these data centers yet. It has primarily been used to buy NVIDIA chips and not the actual storage yet. So that is why I like it a lot and why I'm making this analysis today. Now, as you can see, their earnings are quite great. They increased them from quarter one all the way up here. And then we have quarter one over here where it's a bit lower. It's quite a bit lower, but more often than not, a Q1 is the quarter that you make the least revenues. That is also why. But the great thing is that they beat them. As you can see here, the last time they didn't beat them, can we see what that was? Let's go back a bit. I can't even find a single. Nope, there is not here. So all the earnings we can see right now here on TradingView, they are positive, and they also pay out dividends. As you can see here, that is the dividends they pay out. Now they pay out 2.1%, which is quite great for a tech company. And they pay them out several times a year. As you can see here, they're going to pay about in April. They did pay in January, October, and of course also in July. So they pay them out 4 times a year, which is quite nice that they do that, because that means, of course, more often you get to buy stocks with the dividends, so you can get the dividend snowball rolling faster and just your portfolio increasing more often or more easily than if they only paid out once a year. Now, if you look at their income statement here, as you can see, they make out a shit ton of money, but they don't have that great margins. Sadly, it is quite fluctuating how great their margins are, but they rake in billions and billions of dollars, as you can see. And this is where you can see what kind of revenue they make. As you can see, the Client Solutions Group and Infrastructure Solutions are by far the greatest drivers of their revenue. They of course have some corporate and other, but as you can see, we can't see that because it's so little. Of course, you can see here 33.5 billion, and as you can see down here in other and unallocated, they hardly make any. So yeah, so they have these two quite huge ones, which make basically all their revenue. Now, if you take a look at the seasonals, as you can see here, if we go back to 18, as you can see, it has been quite decent owning this stock Of course, not this year or 22, but then again in 2022, basically no one made any money at all. And this year, basically every single stock is down given the tariff talks that Donald Trump has made. But previous years, it has been quite nice. We did see 2019 with only a 9% increase, then 18 with a 15% increase. But besides that, we have 40% increase. 21 we have a 52.9% increase, and 24 a 54.08, and then again 87. So more often than that, it is quite great. Of course, we do see these huge losses, but then again, of course, 25 isn't over, so we might see it being positive in 25. I think that the storage is going to be positive in 25 for basically the entire branch of storage companies. Now, the technicals in this is a sell for the day, which probably isn't a surprise. Then we take a look for the month. It is still a strong sell, and of course you can see that is because we are tumbling down from the middle of March. We did see a bit of a rejuvenation up here, but then again we are falling down, and we can see that we have these huge red candles. I'm just turning off my SMA. We do see these huge red candles here pathing down. Now we do see quite many gaps in this stock, as you can see. So we have a gap here, 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 and here, which does make the technicals a bit more unreliable, as we could have a different signal if there was small red candles all the way down here and here. So that is something to be wary of, that the technicals can only take into consideration the actual candles that there is and not the ones that are missing. Now the analyst rating on this, as you can see, they are amazing. We have 27 analyst rating, and we have 19 on strong buy, 4 on buy, and 4 on hold, and not a single sell or strong sell. As you can see, the minimum one is up 8.9%, and the max one is 101% up. So it is quite decent. As you can see, average is 56% up. I think that's quite reasonable. It wouldn't even surprise me if it went higher. I can imagine this going up to 200. That would be a bit of a insane rally if it went to that stock price, as given that the last previous high peak we did see here was 170. But it would not surprise me if it came all the way up here. Again, I think at least it's going to end in 140 around up here. I think it is going to go up there. I think it is going to take some time, but I do think it is going to. Let me just make this a different color, like so. I do see it trading upwards. I do think we are going to have a bit of a rejuvenation where it's going to trade upwards. I do think we are going to see it trading upwards all around up to about 100, 120, reaching these peaks here. Then I do think we are going to see a bit of a correction again, of course, because it can't just go up forever. So I do think we are going to see a bit of a downwards momentum again, but I do think it's going to be short term, and I do think it's going to be trading sideways, and then again we are going to see a pattern like this where we do see, I think a pattern like this. Let me just do like so. I think a pattern like this isn't unreasonable in the Dell stock, to be honest. That is at least my expectations of how it's going to be trading this year. So my personal is a bit higher than this, as you can see. At least a 135. I see it ending up, and as I just said, I can see it ending up in 200, simply because we are going to see so much more storage being bought. And it might not be Dell in the first time, but when other companies see huge revenue, people are going to realize we need to buy more. And unlike Nvidia, that has by far the best GPUs, if you buy your data centers, your data storage from Dell, IBM, HP, or Micron, it's more or less the same. Of course, each has their different strengths, but it's much more easily to change one for the other. And something I like about Dell is it's modular, which means you can buy, let's say, 10 units for a data center, and then you can buy 50 more and plug and play them right in. So it's quite easy to start small and then scale up, even for smaller companies, which is also quite great, as we do see a lot of small AI startups these days. So yeah, as you can see, it's a huge company with over 100,000 employees, quite huge. Thanks for watching this video. That was my analysis on Dell Technologies. Now, if you did like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, this isn't financial advice. This is purely for entertainment and educational purposes.